if we are talking about the relationship about the AI and architecture slash designer, I see it as a tight collaboration. And it will become tighter and tighter with time because, like, especially considering the early stages of design, when you weighing up one or other decision or design, or you're not sure what to do, or you have a design only in a shape of white boxes somewhere. So AI would be really helpful.
Hello, this is Design Minded. Hello, Design Minded episode 2 with Alina Holovatiuk. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
You are an architect and an artist. So I would like to learn from you, what is the main inspiration, or what motivated you to become an artist and architect in the first place?
Well, I was brought up in the architectural family and by the architectural family. So my mother is an architect and she is a professor in architecture in the university. My father is an engineer. He's really into the sustainable and energy efficient housing. My uncle is a construction foreman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My cousin is an interior designer, and my aunt is actually selling the building materials.
Oh, wow, that's
So,
great.
yeah. So it was kind of irresistible and inevitable to be connected to art and architecture in some way possible. So, like, it was meant to be.
And this family affected your thought and an approach to architecture in general? Did they make you like architecture more?
Yeah, for sure. Um, like when you're surrounded by the let's say architectural minded people, you're affected 24/7.
And I've seen your videos on Instagram. You're very interested in AI and its intersection with architecture. So as an AI enthusiast, how do you see AI affecting architecture in the future?
Well, if we are talking about the relationship about the AI and architecture slash designer, I see it as a tight collaboration. And it will become tighter and tighter with time because, like, especially considering the early stages of design, when you weighing up one or other decision or design, or you're not sure what to do, or you have a design only in a shape of white boxes somewhere. So AI would be really helpful. And also, I'm a big fan of the tools such as Autodesk Forma. It's not an ad. I'm just very amazed by the tool because Autodesk Forma and some similar tools allows you to estimate the performance of your building in the future and the environmental impact, like when the building is not erected yet. I'm talking about the wind analysis, about the sun study, daylight study, or some kind of carbon study, carbon footprint study. And it's amazing.
So this is the real AI, because we see on the internet a lot of people are using softwares like Stable Diffusion or its API, etc. And they think that this is the only AI that is available for architects, just to turn your sketches into renders. But as you explained, there are way more in AI, right?
They are way more. You need to
So,
dig deeper.
so shall we as architects be afraid of AI?
Actually, no. I can relate because Well, AI evolves way fast. Like the pace of evolution of AI evolution is mortifying because like a year ago or 2 years ago it was nothing, and now it kept weighting everything and like taking down our like job. But I'm not actually I would say I'm not actually afraid of this. And my opinion is you should learn, study, and investigate all AI tools, especially in the field of architecture and design, and like take them into work. Like right now is the best time to do it instead of being afraid.
Mm. So like, let's say that AI would help you in creating the floor plans. It will help you in rendering. As you have mentioned with Forma, it will help you with the analysis. What would
Yes.
be, in your opinion, the role of architect in 5 or 10 years? What would the architect actually do?
I think AI will help architects to avoid some monotonous jobs like mandatory work, um, especially in the early stages of design or so on and so forth. And architects will be more, let's say, concentrated on the tough issues, on creative issues. That's my opinion. So
So
I see it like collaboration,
it will
not as
make
a
our
threat.
life easier, right?
Yes.
That's good to hear. And on the other side, I know that you're an entrepreneur, you're also an architect, and both of them are very hard. How do you keep the balance between both of them?
Actually, I'm on my way to become an entrepreneur because, well, I'm a self-made CEO of a startup. It's a mental health desk musical startup, which is called InTempo. It's an app and a tactile phone case to prevent panic attacks and stress. And this project was, let's say, abruptly brought into life because of the international design contest, like the design awards. It was an idea that I sent into this contest. And then I decided to transform it into the full scale startup to impact millions.
Oh,
Let's say it's
great.
the mission. Um, and what keeps me afloat is realization that if you will not push harder, if you will stop the development, it will die.
Mm.
So without your energy that you're putting into it, it will simply be dead. And I wanted to be alive. I wanted to become international and to impact people. And let's say practical wise, I just use Google Calendar, make to-dos, and try to delegate the tasks to other people.
And
That's
you have like wide experience. You did a lot of things in your career, but looking back to the years, is there anything that you would have done differently if you are back now?
actually my experience is not so wide, but um, but anyway, there are two main things that I would done differently if I had a time machine and I could go back in time. First of all, I would let's say I would connect and collaborate with my university mates more because like in university I used to ditch parties, not the lessons but parties or uh, any kind of activities like trips, breaks, I don't know, which are not study related and which are not mandatory, let's say. And well, I dedicated all my time to the contest precisely. So um, I would change this thing.
Uh,
And the
you,
second one,
you would change the contests and competitions?
No, I would like take part in both.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And the second thing is the social comparison, and it's I would say the bad habit I used to break not so long ago, to be honest. So you're like comparing yourself, your path with the others, um, and it makes you feel blue, like makes you feel out of sorts, and uh, and it actually provokes anxiety. Uh, so the best advice I would give, um, maybe it would be a generic advice, but you need to pull yourself together and just embrace yourself, embrace your pace you're moving with, because it's yours. Um, that's it. But
But
I know
uh,
it's very hard to break those social comparisons.
but you were being humble when you said you don't have much experience because what I know that you became a finalist or you have won more than 29 international and national competitions in architecture and design, which means you like how many did you participate in this very good result? And
Well, actually, a lot, because I'm participating in contests since 8 years old. Uh, so I'm kind of, I don't know, I don't know why. Actually, it's kind of a sport, if you call it. And as the times go by, it's transformed into the addiction. Like you can't imagine your life without it,
that's a good
without
deduction, actually.
the.
Yeah.
Yes. Um,
And what kind of
that
advice would you give the young architects who want to participate in competitions and they feel sometimes they are not very lucky or they cannot perform well? So as you have a lot of awards, I believe you have the secret of a competition, maybe.
well, actually, there are a few secrets. First of all, you should abide the rules of the contest. I mean, the contest organizers, um, well, they're expecting something from you, first of all, and you should dig deeper, like study out the terms and conditions, first of all, and try to abide um, them and try to go beyond them, beyond their expectations.
Mm.
That's one point. The second one, find strong team to take part in a competition. That's very crucial. And be audacious and hustle hard. That's the thing. But the first one was the most important part.
Is to
The
understand the
rules.
competition brief very
Yes,
well, right?
yes, yes.
Great, great, great. And another point I want to talk about is network. A lot of people, a lot of young architects or architectural students don't really understand or don't know the value of having a strong network in their life. So, what is your take on this? How do you see network and what is the importance of it? And if you see it important, how would you advise these young professionals to build a strong network?
Um, well, networking is a key, generally, because, well, I used to be a wallflower, and like I'm building my networking now, and alone you're weak. Uh, like people are pack animals, generally.
Mhm.
So you need to put your time and effort into this and search for like-minded people, people you're on the same page with, and maybe you should prioritize this search, like research, to finding your own style, even in design and architecture, because like when you will find those like people, you're feeling a strong background, maybe other people that could um, always give you a shoulder of help.
Mm-hmm.
something like this.
So do you think that this network might help the students or the young architects professionally in their career, or it's like not very important? Because a lot of people makes it very, very important. Some others don't really put it into consideration. So how important do you see it? Like, should students start making networking when they are students, or should they just wait and see how it goes after graduation?
No, 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 you should do it from the very beginning. Actually, to build a team and to not feel, let's say, alone in this like challenging field. And maybe from those teams you can start a bureau, an architect bureau or something like that. You can take part in a competition with your like team, with your like-minded people, and that's a very strong advantage.
Great. And also, you have a great content on your Instagram, and I believe you have a very good community. So, do you want to tell us a bit about your Instagram story or content creation story?
Well, generally, my page, the picture is it's a playground. It's a
Mm,
playground where I'm testing out different AI tools for the software, architecture design software, and giving my own opinion, whether it's worth enough, whether it's efficient, or it's just for kicks. Um, to like, it's I don't know, it's a foundation for the real project, I would say.
mm.
So this page, and now I'm trying to build a community around it, maybe on Discord. I think it would work. It's a like near future plan because well, a month ago, like maybe roughly 2 months ago, I bumped into an issue with Confi UI. It's an advanced interface of Stable Diffusion.
Mm.
And I realized that I had no one to help me out. Um, yes, unfortunately. And it was frustrating. And that's why I guess I need to build a community
Uh,
around this AI tools, architecture design, and this theme in general.
I believe it will happen. You're doing great, in my opinion, and I really like your content. I also follow it
Mm.
from yeah. So, like, let's suppose that every architecture student on the earth is listening to us right now, and you have just 1 minute to tell them a very precious advice. What would you tell them?
Well, you should be bold and daring. You should engage yourself into something that you hardly imagine or hardly could wrap your hands around in the beginning. Because like when you're acting outside of the comfort zone, you're evolving fast and you're pushing yourself far away from where you are at the moment. So that's the main advice I could give.
That's a great advice. Thank you so much. And that's all for our episode. Thank you for your time and for accepting our invitation. And I hope everyone enjoyed this conversation and see you in the next episode. Thank you, Alina.
Thank you.
Bye bye.